Like 5,000 likes to this video, we will upload more patriotic news. Thank you. Look, could this be Scaramucci's replacement? After just 10 days on the job, Anthony Scaramucci was fired from his role as White House Communications Director. Though sudden, Trump felt that Scaramucci's expletive-filled interview with The New Yorker, in which he insulted former Chief of Staff Reince Priebus and Chief Strategist Steve Bannon, was inappropriate. Having been the second administration official to go in less than a week, the media twisted the story as chaos in the White House. However, the person Trump is considering as a replacement could have long-term benefits. From BizPac Review, could Kellyanne Conway be the next White House Communications Director? The current counselor to President Trump could be Anthony Scaramucci's replacement, a White House source told the Daily Caller. The move would be a welcome one for many Trump supporters. Supporters of both Trump and Conway have been calling for the move since before the election win. It seemed like an obvious perfect fit and no doubt a game-changing chess move for an administration in turmoil. Conway, who has continued to be a visible face of the administration after serving as Trump's campaign manager, did not respond to a request for comment from the Daily Caller. Although unpopular with the left, Conway has proven herself as a valuable defender of the administration. Through multiple media appearances, she has continued to battle against many of the narratives that have plagued the White House in the early months of Trump's presidency. Conway, who is the first woman ever to lead a successful presidential campaign, would be more than qualified to fill the role. If she does, it's likely her measured demeanor will bring more long-term stability to a White House in need of just that. Breaking House GOP issued bombshell demand to Mueller, do you agree? Many are speaking up against the appointment of Robert Mueller as special counsel because of the former FBI director's deep ties to Democrats. Representative Trent Franks, RS, is calling for special counsel Robert Mueller to resign due to his close friendship with fired FBI Director James Comey, according to the Associated Press. Mueller must resign to maintain the integrity of the investigation into alleged Russian ties. Franks said in a statement citing concerns over conflict of interest. Robert Mueller was appointed by Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein after President Trump fired James Comey for undermining the credibility of the FBI. However, since his appointment, many have expressed concern that Robert Mueller is biased against President Trump and is planning to pursue a witch hunt. The scope of the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 general election cycle shifted considerably after Mueller took over as special counsel. The investigation is now focused on President Trump instead of Russia. Multiple intelligence agencies concluded that Russia interfered in the 2016 election by conducting cyber attacks against the Democrat and Republican National Committee servers. The Russians were only able to break into the Democrat servers, and the data as well as other source data was subsequently leaked to unpublished by WikiLeaks. Even top-ranking Democrats serving on committees investigating Russian interference admit that there is zero evidence connecting President Trump to Russian interference. Thus, many are confused why Robert Mueller is focusing almost exclusively on investigating President Trump's business dealings in Russia and the firing of James Comey. Perhaps Mueller's public support for Hillary Clinton is influencing his investigation. Over 99% of the political donations from the law firm that Mueller worked for before being appointed special counsel were offered to Hillary Clinton's campaign. Less than 1% of donations were directed to Donald Trump. Representative Franks is also concerned with Mueller's close and long-time relationship with James Comey since the firing of James Comey is now central to the investigation. It is impossible for Mueller to remain impartial while investigating the firing of a close friend by a political opponent. Mueller never wanted President Trump to win, and now he is dedicated to tearing him down from the inside. Maxine Waters is forced to defend her congressional seat. Maxine Waters' criticism has returned as a boomerang at her, coming as a threat of her political career. Past few months she was doing everything she can to finish President Trump, especially with Impeach 45 campaign. Now, She got a very bad news and her supporters like Whoopi Goldberg are trying to save her. Maxine Waters will be forced to defend her congressional chair in 2018 because, after 13 re-elections, her district is a mess, a high rate of poverty and criminal, unlike her life in wealthy mansion away from her voters. Omar Navarro, her opponent, until recently didn't have any chance to get the right amount of funds he needed for the effective campaign against Waters. But, on a fundraiser that he held on Donald Trump's golf course, a miracle happened. Roger Stone, the man who helped Nixon, Reagan, and Trump to get elected, was at the same place. So here is the bad news that Maxine received. Stone said that he is officially going to work to get Navarro elected. This congressional race is different. This race is not about liberal or conservative. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about a corrupt public official. And a tough and young energetic reformer who will provide honest government, Stone stated to the public. In his speech, Navarro stated, "I'm very proud to have Roger on our side. That's major win for us." As the View saw problems on the horizon for their Democrat, they decided to support Mad Maxine. This was a weak attempt to make a twist on Maxine's interruptions on Steve Mnuchin during a congressional hearing. This could be her end, as she will have to face a real challenger in the race for her seat. With Roger Stone involved, Mad Maxine's political career is seriously threatened. It will be interesting to see the debates between her and Navarro, as she now has no arguments which will help her keep the career. Please share this post on Facebook if you think this is the end of Maxine. What is your opinion on this? Scroll down to comment. With one sentence, James Wood shuts down Michelle Obama's pity party. Michelle Obama is an attractive, healthy and wealthy, Ivy League educated celebrity, wife, mother, and former First Lady of the United States. And, according to award-winning actor James Wood, she may also need a slightly thicker skin. Obama recently made headlines by complaining about some of the rough treatment she received as FLOTUS. Michelle Obama is an attractive, healthy and wealthy, Ivy League educated celebrity, wife, mother, and former First Lady of the United States. And, according to award-winning actor James Wood, she may also need a slightly thicker skin. Obama recently made headlines by complaining about some of the rough treatment she received as FLOTUS. Obama specifically referenced how racially charged attacks, like ones that called her an ape and focused on her body, personally hurt her. This is far from the first time Michelle Obama, who, before she went on to Princeton and Harvard, grew up in a middle-class neighborhood with a stay-at-home mom, and a dad who worked as a Democratic precinct captain, has complained about the toll racism has taken on her. In a thesis she wrote as an undergrad, she complained, "My experiences at Princeton have made me far more aware of my blackness than ever before. I have found that at Princeton, no matter how liberal and open-minded some of my white professors and classmates try to be toward me, I sometimes feel like a visitor on campus, as if I really don't belong. Regardless of the circumstances under which I interact with whites at Princeton, it often seems as if, to them, I will always be black first and a student second. These experiences have made it apparent to me that the path I have chosen to follow by attending Princeton will likely lead to my further integration and/or assimilation into a white cultural and social structure that will only allow me to remain on the periphery of society, never becoming a full participant." This is a theme that she has carried with her entire life, including at this commencement speech she gave to a black audience at Tuskegee University. Award-winning actor James Woods isn't in the mood to shed any tears over Michelle Obama's life, apparently. Responding to the tweet commenting on Mrs. Obama's horrific struggles as First Lady, Woods responded with this savage comeback. Woods has a good point. As we are taught, rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. Michelle has so far had a blessed life, more so than even most whites. It would benefit her, and her fellow African Americans, to speak more about the many wonderful opportunities and experiences she has had in this country, rather than continuing bemoaning her experiences with racism. Career over Kaepernick angry that nobody wants him. What's your response? All throughout last season, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick made a spectacle of himself. Now he's complaining that no one wants to hire him. According to several different outlets, Kaepernick, who is now a free agent for the first time in his career, is getting the cold shoulder from the league's many organizations. One anonymous AFC general manager chalked Kaepernick's cold reception up to three things: 1. He can't play at a high-performance level anymore; 2. Owners fear his presence will cause a backlash among the fan base; and 3. Owners and organizations simply hate him. Expanding on the third point, the unnamed AFC general manager said, "They, the NFL owners, want nothing to do with him. They won't move on. They think showing no interest is a form of punishment. I think some teams also want to use Kaepernick as a cautionary tale to stop other players in the future from doing what he did." Beginning during the preseason, Kaepernick began kneeling or sitting during the playing of the national anthem. When this disrespect was noticed, Kaepernick was all too eager to explain himself to the media. Kaepernick essentially parroted the verbal garbage of Black Lives Matter in protesting against racial discrimination and police brutality, via CBS News. Kaepernick further highlighted his political ideology by attending press conferences in outfits referencing Malcolm X and Fidel Castro. In a celebrated moment during the 2016 season, Kaepernick's public adoration of the communist dictator Castro, as someone who improved Cuba's racial relations and its literacy rate, earned him an enemy in Kiko Alonso. The Dolphins linebacker, who is Cuban American, said that Kaepernick's actions created feelings of bad blood between the two. Via the Washington Post. When Alonso sacked Kaepernick during the fourth quarter of a game that was held right after Castro's death, he became an instant hero to Americans of all stripes. One of the more underreported parts of the last year's Kaepernick drama was his relationship with Islam. Specifically, in August of 2016, conservative blogger Pat Dollard revealed that Kaepernick's social media posts indicated that he had converted, via patdollard.com. Dollard chalked up this interest in the virulently anti-American faith to Kaepernick's girlfriend, radio personality Nessa Diab. Diab, a Muslim, is known for her support of Black Lives Matter. Frankly, who cares what happens to Kaepernick? If anything, his actions last year served as a wake-up call to millions of Americans suffering from pro football addiction. Kaepernick exposed the fact that many of our overpaid athletes hate Middle America and willingly promote gangsterism, Islam, and black radicalism.